Today, I want to talk about Suga at the NBA and people believing he got emotional there. We have people concerned over stalkers and Suga getting kissed again at the event. And then, of course, we have Suga and his nervous breakdown on a show. So, hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, face spilling mug merch, and let's go. If you are not aware, Suga has his talk show called Suchita. This is obviously a mix of his name and his song, Dechita. The talk show has only 2 episodes out so far and will have a 3rd one out soon. He basically brings in his friends and people he likes and they have the opportunity to promote their music or anything they're working on. And Suga offers drinks and they just vibe. It's a great setting for people to open up and talk. And I love the shift between people having to go on TV talk shows in the past to now every label is just creating their own talk shows with their own singers, idols, and even using their own production team. This will save the members a lot of hassle and the members can then work on the shows on their own schedule. And I would imagine it's just a lot less stressful for everyone. Suga is a great host and I imagine if after the enlistment and he does not want to make music anymore, he would be able to be a great host. But never mind me fangirling over his hosting abilities, Suga had RM on his first show and then for this recent 3rd show they just dropped a teaser. What they like to do is not reveal the guest until the episode drops, but I think everyone already knows who it's going to be. Everyone believes it's going to be Taeyang, and Taeyang makes the most sense to join in on the 3rd episode. He is working on new music and putting it out, and this is the opportunity for him to promote. I initially thought it was G-Dragon, but that doesn't quite make any sense, but if it turns out to be G-Dragon, then I was right, and if not, then forget I said this. But during this teaser, I think ARMYs thought it was super funny because Suga is usually very calm and collected. Even when meeting his idols like basketball idols like Steph Curry and those are the people he looks up to, he wasn't quite as nervous appearing. But in this teaser, he was having a bit of a nervous breakdown in front of who we believe to be Taeyang. Suga talks about how he wishes this alleged Taeyang to perform for his entire life and to not retire, similar to how we wish BTS to do the same. And Suga also talks about how he looks up to Taeyang as a performer and wants to be him. And all the stuff that I am sure the newer generation of K-pop idols all feel towards people like BTS and Big Bang. So you can definitely tell Suga is a big fan because these are emotions that really only fans go through, which only makes me quite sad to hear about the fan wars between the 2 groups because you can clearly see and tell that they probably would have loved to work together much sooner, but maybe they were scared of the public backlash. But it's very cute to see Suga get all nervous and stuff, which we never usually see. And I hope the episode is just as cute and fangirly as this teaser is. Suga has been busy. I don't think he's working. I think he's just enjoying his time off, but I could be wrong because I honestly can't tell. Suga recently has been invited to attend the NBA games, not as a player, but simply as a person that sits in the front row. He was previously invited to attend the NBA game in Japan, and then now he just flew to Los Angeles to watch the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks. And the reason I don't know if this is work is because sometimes celebrities get paid to obviously make appearances or post about an event, or even simply them being there would bring more publicity to the game and higher viewership. Now, of course, this definitely happened with Suga being there. The audience in which Suga would bring would not be predominantly sports fans. There are, of course, a lot of sports fans in any fandom, but sports fans most frequently male and BTS audiences most frequently female. Of course, there's outliers everywhere. I'm a male BTS fan, so I get it, but in most cases. So I don't know if Suga was there for work or for personal pleasure, but he seemed to be having fun nonetheless, which is the important part. When Jimin and Taeyang's song Vibe, which has such a vibe, quick fangirl moment, I listened to it initially twice and I was like, good vocals, catchy chorus, all the good stuff, but it didn't stick in my head. And I listened to it a 3rd time and now I can't get it out. Be careful, Taeyang dropping these earworms of a song. I do fangirl to this song on Patreon. The limited $1 tier is open, so if you're interested, I hope to see you there. But anywho, the song seemingly dropped while Suga was at the NBA and watching the game. People who were at the game also seemingly took some photos of Suga there, which I wanted to get into more later. But they noticed that Suga was on his phone for a bit. There's many reasons why he would be on his phone, right? Maybe music related stuff, he just got a track back from his producer, he was reading something, Hybe sent out an internal memo, stock related stuff. There's many reasons. The fandom went the route to assume that Suga was online to watch the music video and show support. I believe this. I think some people would think that Suga would have likely seen the video before it dropped, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you want to watch something as a fan and see the finished product, and also Suga Suga would be too busy to be watching everything Jimin is doing. But Suga did show support, so people do think that he was doing that on his phone. I don't think he posted about it in his story, I'm not entirely sure, but Suga did make sure to hit the like button on the song. So no doubt he sat there and listened to it and was like, this is a bop, considering he likes Taeyang and of course Jimin. This would be the best collaboration, and he must have been so excited to listen to it. Some people were saying that Suga may have gotten emotional, and I think he definitely was. I think even Suga would dream about these types of collaborations and generations of K-pop coming together. I can imagine he is also feeling like this is a monumental thing. I'm happy to see Suga enjoying his overseas adventures and having fun. I hope he keeps attending these events and having a good time. There were many cute moments at the NBA game that I need to talk about, such as an ARMY bringing a Yoongi Marry Me poster to the game because they knew Suga would be there. This was a controversial thing. The positive part was because a lot of people thought it was cute and didn't have a problem, but on the other hand, people also thought it was strange how a bunch of people knew of Suga's appearance. I don't think HYBE announced Suga would appear, however it was believed the news reporters at the airport did, so that could be how people got that info. And as I said, it could be work if they formally did announce Suga was going to be there. But the concern is that Suga had some of the worst stalkers in the group, and if people knew about his whereabouts, that would concern the fandom. A little backstory here if you didn't know, but a little while ago it was believed that Suga had left his hotel room and there was a girl waiting for him outside the room. She waited for a while and then tried to jump and kiss him. Luckily the staff was there and was able to push her away. Now we don't know the legitimacy of this, as we don't see the girl pucker up or do that. She could very well have wanted a hug. However, the fact that she was even there or knew which room was Suga's is the problem. There was another instance where a stalker was waiting outside for BTS, and we literally saw photos of someone chasing BTS. Like the members started to run away. And when you see your idol run, you do not chase after them. They're running from you. What are you going to do when you catch them? Pin them down and force them to talk to you? Like if you see them run, you already know you screwed up. So flash forward to the NBA game. People were thinking that maybe Suga was also in a similar position because there ended up being photos and videos of Suga just sitting there, similar to how we saw Suga on his phone, and he was believed to have been watching the music video. We also saw moments where Suga was smiling when a little boy was dancing to the song Mic Drop, which apparently has become a song they play during games even when Suga is not there. So that's very cool. But the NBA made sure Suga's appearance was known, so the idea of people recording him is not strange. There were people online that were very upset and claimed those who were saying that they were just fans at the game, that those people were lying, and in reality they followed Suga to the game. However, which one is more likely, you think? Suga was on the Jumbotron. He talked about being there, and there was a lot of news coverage of him being there. People saying that he might have been upset or anything like that are too much. Sports fans, while they are aggressive, I haven't seen any case of severe crowding or like trampling to meet a sports player. Probably does happen every once in a while, but singers get that more. And so everyone seemed very respectful of Suga being there. It didn't seem like many people went up and bothered him, and he was likely in a box where it was mostly industry or rich people that were there. So any close-up video you see are likely not taken by stalkers, as they would not have been able to get that close. Oftentimes these seats are not even for sale, and if they are, it's very expensive, like 10 to 20 grand sometimes. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just leave a comment right here. Love you, bye.